Jumping over to the Buccaneers, since this is your team, Brandon, any just general thoughts on the state of the Buccaneers?
Well, I mean, with the Jameis news, I mean that them first 3 games, it was already going to be an 0-3 start. So honestly, doesn't even affect me for real life. With that, they were already going to be 3 losses. But I mean, like I said in the beginning, Jameis, I still like him, especially. I mean, I'm a big deep league guy, 14, 16 team. So I mean, he's definitely going to get drafted. I'd be pretty happy to get him as a quarterback too, for when he comes back. He has that potential. The backfield, I mean, we're going to all touch on it individually, but the backfield with RoJo, I wish we got Juice instead of RoJo, but I'll take it.
Same here.
Yeah, so. And then, I mean, I guess we'll just hit it off right from them.
So you prefer Geis over
Go
RoJo?
one by one. Oh, yeah, Geis over RoJo. I definitely want to Geis over RoJo.
All right.
Easy.
Well, when I prepped this, I did not think we were going to be talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick. How naive of me.
That's if he even gets the job.
Or Ryan Griffin.
Ryan Griffin, sleeper.
Ryan Griffin.
Well, I'm not picking up either of them because they're going to lose their first 3 to 4 games. Dirk Cutter's going to get fired. Jameis is going to come back, and then it's
garbage time.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm staying away from Griffin and Fitzpatrick easy.
All right.
Garbage picks.
So Winston was 13th in points per game last year. He coming into this, before the suspension, he was my quarterback 10. He'll probably drop down close to quarterback 16 or 17 now for me.
Yeah, around 15.
I bumped him down pretty heavily. I'm moving from a QB 7 to 22. That's mainly because you're not going to draft him unless you're in a bigger league.
You can't draft him. I mean, you can pick somebody up as a dart throw and ride the first couple weeks.
Blake Bortles,
yes, I'm wearing the jersey. Yep. You can ride Bortles the first couple weeks, pick Jameis up in week 2, stash him on your bench, and then start him after the suspension. I say week 2 because you don't want to be fighting for him in week 3.
Yeah,
but. He was a quarterback 1 after he came back from injury last season. He had the highest completion and lowest interception rate of his career, highest yard per games and QB rating of his career. He's progressing the way we had hoped Mariota would and getting better every season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, plus, I mean, he's always a little magician in red zone. He can always scramble for a few touchdowns. So.
Yep, he's still a gunslinger. Don't get me wrong, top 5 in all deep ball categories, but he's also second in danger plays and second in interceptable passes because he's still gonna.
And that's with missing time.
Yeah, he's still gonna say screw it and throw it downfield. But when he comes back, he's gonna be a top 10 quarterback, and there's no doubt in my mind that that's gonna be a thing. So if you're taking a quarterback late, you play the schedules early. You take a Blake Bortles, and then you grab Jameis Winston and you start him after that because he's gonna be a top 10 guy.
I still got him at 3,500 yards, 25 total touchdowns, even with them 3.
I've got him at somebody else talk while I find it.
He was going to be my breakout player this year. It's kind of hard to do that when there's 3 games missing.
I mean,
but I think he's going to be fantastic.
We care about points per game.
Yeah,
if he comes back after the suspension and is on fire,
this offense,
no one will remember that he missed.
This might be a top 5 offense when Winston comes back. I'm not a huge RoJo fan, but I love him in the system. And I love what they have for the receiving core. And plus, they have 2 great tight ends.
Quick thoughts, and then we're going to transition.
3,800 yards, 21 touchdowns, 13 picks. Another 179 on the ground.
All right.
With missing 3 games.
Ronald Jones, Peyton Barber, and the rest of the running back core. Where do you have these guys sitting?
RoJo 1, easy.
Ronald Jones is the one to own.
Yeah.
So
Peyton Barber, good late round steal. I mean, he's still going to get his carries. He's a coach's guy. Cutter loves him.
1307
sucks, so I'm staying away from him and everything.
Yeah, it's going to be split for me. I'm Ronald Jones first. Doug Martin was seeing about 15 touches a game. I think Jones sees about that in the 15 to 17 range, but he's more efficient. Peyton Barber, though, is a great late round steal. I think that he still is going to get some running work, especially down against the goal line. I think Jones is going to miss a couple games given his injury history and given his body type. My real favorite pickup for this running game was Alex Kappa. And the way that he mauls people and throws people around, I think it's good for both of these running backs.
He's a tough bastard.
I love that guy.
He's going to 503. Yes. He's my RB30.
That's if he wins the job, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels a little rich to me.
Jones is going to 503, but he's shown up twice on ADP calculator, so it's either 503 or like 905. So I think he should be somewhere in between. He's my RB30. He's not a pass catching back yet. Like I don't like people who keep saying that he is. He had 32 total receptions in college and no more than 15
So,
in any year.
He could be.
He could be. That's based on his
32
frame. We don't know.
I've got him at 35 for this year. Yeah, I do. I got him getting, let's see, 240-ish touches.
Yeah.
So
240 touches
for Ronald Jones, yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
That'd be great.
Yeah, no, that's because I think that he progressively takes work away from
Barber, Sims,
from
and
Peyton Barber.
Rodgers.
I've still got Peyton Barber going for 145.
Okay.
So I just think that Ronald Jones is going to. I got Charles Sims at almost nothing. That's the
love
key to
Sims.
this is that Charles
Undrafted.
Sims is a piece of shit and he's not going anywhere.
They love Sims for some reason, and they've already have said that they want him to be the pass catching back, which I don't see that happening because I think Dirk Cutter's going to be coaching for his job early on, and they're going to have to use their top.
I think
picks.
Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to cost him his job,
or Ryan Griffin, whoever wants to cost him his job, which would be a good thing. So thanks.
Fitzmagic is going to make Dirk Cutter disappear for his next trick.
All right. Well, moving on to the pass catchers who will be catching balls from either Griffin or Fitzpatrick here. What do we think of Mike Evans?
He's on this weird every other year plan that Doug Martin was also on. If you look at his touchdowns, he went 12-3, 12-5, so he's probably locked for 12 this year. I've got him at 9. Catch rate's
9.
also kind of on an every other year plan, 55-7, 50, 55-5, 52-2, so I've got it around 55% on that round. Also, he's played 15 games 3 times, so he's probably going to miss a game.
Either due to injury or suspension.
Yep. 9 drops, but his fall off last year is mostly red zone efficiency and mostly in touchdowns.
And not having Winston,
everything
and a
else
healthy
was
Winston.
probably fine. So
Yeah, his touchdown rate last year was 3.6%. His career average is 5.5.
he is, to me, in that second tier of wide receivers with Michael Thomas and Keenan Allen.
211's ADP.
I
I like that value because he's a target monster that has the trust of Winston, who loves the air.
Yeah,
out.
that's huge value.
He's 6. He's what 6'5", 230.
Yeah, he's not
98th
he's not,
percentile arm length. So the guy's a fucking beast.
he's
in the
not
red zone.
super efficient, but he gets targeted.
Yeah,
And that's what you need is targeted in touchdowns. And he gets targeted in the red zone.
Yep.
He's my 9.
All he has to do is improve that yak and he'll reach a new level.
But he's the
He
last
has
of the
no yak.
he's my last of the elite receivers.
He's my 8. I
Yeah.
have him above. I think Green. That's because of my love for Winston.
Especially with the suspension, I'd still rather take Green.
not as
He
concerned.
wasn't terrible during the suspension, though. He was averaging about 65 yards per game.
Yeah, I think he actually averaged more points with Fitzpatrick last year than with Winston, right? I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, it's because Fitzpatrick didn't believe in Cameron Brate, which I'm still bitter about.
We'll get to him in a minute. All right. Between Deshaun Jackson and Chris Godwin, who do you prefer as your dart?
God,
Chris Godwin
Win.
all day.
not even being
Godwin
fucking
is a
drafted
freak.
right now.
I love him.
He's earned the right to start, quote unquote. But
Yes,
his
Jackson
utilization,
is done next year, so they're just going to groom him up,
the
give
last
him all the opportunity.
the last 4 games of the season, he went from running 10.5 pass routes a game to 28.2. When he ran more than 15 routes last year, 4.2 receptions, 72.6 yards, 1 and a touchdown per game on average. 9th in yards per target, 8th in yards per pass route, solid contested catch rate. The comp that I did when I projected him out was Vincent Jackson, which is when Dirk Cutter was offensive coordinator, who had 6.1 targets per game. So I've got Godwin getting 90 plus this year, and Jackson being relegated to, a 45 to 50 target deep threat.
Yeah, they're going to slowly phase D-Jack out.
They started
What's
to last.
hopefully
it's-
his
they
last.
started to last year already.
It starts this year. It's going to be all Chris Godwin. I think he may have a slow start without Winston because they may just favor Evans. Who's ever thrown him the football?
And those games when Godwin saw his utilization up and was running more pass routes, Deshaun Jackson saw on average about a target less per game.
It's all Godwin.
So it's Godwin is the number 2 for me.
So yeah, he took.
Plus, D-Jax will get some kind of soft tissue injury at some point, so I'll just open the door
Yeah.
even more.
Oh yeah, he's a lock to miss 3 games.
It's given. It's given.
Yeah, Godwin was over 10 fantasy points in 3 of the last 4 games in PPR. So
He's a
Yeah.
beast.
I mean, I'll still take D-Jack maybe as my low end receiver 4. I mean, you can get him there. He's dropping that much, so I mean,
He's
I
still
guess you
being
can consider him
drafted.
pretty
For,
decent value.
14th
he's still
round
being
now.
drafted for some reason.
Best ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't hate him in best ball. You're right there.
I mean, FF Calc isn't best ball though.
We know.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm saying that's where I would take Deshaun Jackson as best ball and nowhere else.
And then who do you guys prefer between Howard and Brate?
Nobody, because
Howard.
No, it's Brate for me, but barely.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
No other way.
The last after Winston's return, I broke it down: 3.75 targets a game for Brate, 3.25 for Howard. Brate was running 19 routes per game over the last 4. Howard 8.6. Howard had 8% target share, 12.5% touchdown in total. Brate was at 12.9 and 14.3. It's gonna be relatively split. I've got a slight edge to Cameron Brate, but mostly I don't want either of them because it's gonna be shared almost in the truth. It's almost gonna be shared 50-50.
Yeah, I got them basically almost right next to each other. Both right around 500 yards, 5 touchdowns.
That's exactly what I have them at. I've got Brate I've got them both at 5 touchdowns. I think yardage-wise, I have Brate edging Howard by about 40 yards because Howard tends to be more efficient with his targets.
He was one of the best.
Brate will definitely have more receptions. Howard's more the big play guy. He'll get the big play, but Brate, he's definitely going to get the edge in PPR.
That's exactly it. Now, if either of them get hurt, I'm all over the other one.
So,
oh, hell yeah.
So I actually lean Howard just because if there's going to be a breakout where one takes a massive step, I'm putting my money on Howard taking over the game.
They paid Brate, so
kinda
gave him that big extension for a reason. So
we'll see. I still think it's going to be split just based on last year.
Oh yeah,
I don't have either one in my top 12, obviously, but if I'm picking one, it's going to be Howard.
Yeah, I'm on Brate, but that shouldn't surprise you guys.
No, it doesn't.